Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, let's get into some single storylines. As always, they are fictional. We're going to go each zodiac, and then I will timestamp at the end. We're starting with Capricorn. Capricorn, what is our message? We have the message of strength, card number 44. Somebody is possibly very flexible. Maybe they're into yoga postures. Maybe they're doing some, like core strengthening workouts that are super intense. Maybe they do Tai Chi, but we have inner strength. And what it says is Capricorn is going to be capable of doing so much more than what they may even realize right now. They have got inner balance, inner strength, inner resilience is the word I'm looking for, I think. And they're going to discover this. It's going to, I don't know if Capricorn's about to have like a whole lot of things that they're going to have to juggle, and they're going to do it and look flawless. They're going to impress people. They're going to be noticed as like, holy smokes, how did you do that? Somebody could also make some very sultry, like if Capricorn moves in some very beautiful, sultry way, I feel like this is going to be extremely impressive to whomever is watching. Hi, Annie S. Shout out to you in England. That's wonderful. I'm a half Brit, so Bermondsey. We have strength again, no joke, sideways. So I definitely am saying we have strong Leo energy now. We have I do not think that our Capricorn realizes how strong they are at all, because their inner voice is like shouting it out them, and they're like, "Ah, it's not that big a deal," or "Ah, it's not that impressive." Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Capricorn, embrace your power, is what this storyline is saying to our Capricorn. We've got Seven of Cups. They really don't see themselves. Capricorn has not looked in the mirror lately to see what they are, what they can do, and what their real world can be made up of. This Capricorn, this is a great time for them to be manifesting. Now, I've chosen this backdrop for this week because I was talking about wishes, and sure enough, this Capricorn is very encouraged to start thinking about whatever their wishes are. They literally are holding what I always call the dandelion wish puffer. You blow the little dandelion seeds off and make your wish. It feels like this is so important that Capricorn either writes down their 7 wishes and then really thinks, what do I want first? 7 things that they want in their life, 7 choices, 7 things. 7 is a divine number, and it's 7 of Cups. If Capricorn considers what they want right now, they can't be scattered, because then they're scattering their wishes all over the place instead of like manifesting what they want most. Because if they have 7 things that they want, but they haven't honestly admitted to themselves, what I want more right now, more than anything, I really want to get like a terrific movement forward in my career. Eventually, I want romance and love. But if they don't put it in that order, if instead they go, well, what I really want, really need is success in my career, but I also want love. So, whatever, then they might end up with love and romance, and then making those huge, movements forward in the career could either get delayed or get sidetracked a little. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Love and romance can propel a career forward, right? But I'm just saying, this card indicates that they need to change how they've been manifesting, because it's a very powerful time and they can create a great deal, but put it in order and think about it so that they get it in the order of which they want things to come into their life. Temperance, because there will be a better flow. Hey, Denisa. I have not done Libra yet. This is our first one. We're doing all of the earth energy first. With the Sag energy, the temperance, maybe what Capricorn wants more than anything right now is to have balance in their life. So it will definitely make sense for them to prioritize how they want their life to go. It's almost like Capricorn is being gifted this opportunity in their life, and it's because they've earned it. It's because they worked really hard for it, but they've been gifted this opportunity in their life or earned this opportunity in their life to basically have a whole plethora of things work out in their favor. But that's why they need to manage it. How do you want your wishes to come true? How do you want your gifts to arrive? Put them in order. You know, if we were planning a really fun event, say it's like Capricorn's birthday. I mean, granted that Capricorn season's quite a ways down the road from now, but let's just say 7 people called us and they all said, "Oh, I have a gift for you, Capricorn. I want to bring it over." And Capricorn was like, "Oh, that's awesome, but you know, friend number one wants me to meet them for breakfast. They're taking me somewhere out for breakfast, so I won't be home. Friend number three wants to take me on, I don't know, some afternoon cruise down the river and have a picnic lunch with them, so I won't be home around lunch. Friend number, five, they're taking me out to dinner." Like sometimes we have to schedule all the good stuff coming in. So it's really important right now that Capricorn thinks about this stuff so that they can keep their schedule orderly for these different wishes that can come true. And then they can enjoy each one and savor each one properly and get the most out of these gifts. Final message here. What else do we have for our Capricorn? Two of Pentacles, King of Wands. Okay. There is also, I'm not going to say the phrase I was about to because it's pretty crude, but if Capricorn has been on the fence about somebody very special, some possibly fire sign, somebody that actually is, I think even Capricorn feels like this person has been like propelled into their life from, the cosmos itself. If Capricorn has been indecisive because secretly they've either been waiting for somebody else, yet this amazing hunk or hunkette is in their life, it's maybe time that they go ahead and they stop wondering. This almost says like if there was an ex that, I mean, this is a single storyline, right? But if they were still holding space for someone who's not present in their life, because we see two different hats. We see the baseball cap and the cowboy hat. It might be time for Capricorn to say, time's up. The ex can't come back in anymore because I want this new hunk that the universe has kind of sent my direction. They've I'm picturing somebody putting somebody on a raft and like giving the raft a shove and they're floating right into Capricorn's life. I feel like this is somebody Capricorn has already noticed, even if they haven't talked to. This is somebody who's noticed Capricorn, and Capricorn has not welcomed them in because they had still been indecisive. But what if, is this right? Should I meet this new person? Should I interact with somebody with these smoky eyes? Or am I still holding space for some unknown person, somebody from my past? The clock is here in Capricorn's hand. It's time that they make a decision to welcome in somebody warm and wonderful and super attracted to Capricorn. And maybe it's time that they let go of somebody who's not present. I mean, again, it's if Capricorn's heart is ready to do that, and only Capricorn knows that. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Coming up next, we're going to go into Taurus. And just FYI, guys, we will be doing earth energies, then fire energies. Oh, excuse me. Yes, earth, then fire, then water, and then we'll end with the air signs. And then I put Ophiuchus at the very, very end. Okay, so Taurus, let me get your time down. 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Happy Friday, everybody. Nice, Victoria Rose Noir. I didn't know you're a cat. That's awesome. All right, Taurus, here we go. What do we have for Taurus? Now, this is a single storyline, of course, always fictional, but let's see. For Taurus, we have got, I only read this deck in the upright. We have unexpected visitors and we have moonlight. Ooh, I'm hearing instantly Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra. Two lonely people, we were strangers in the night. And from the moment that we said our first hello, little did we know, love was just a glance away, a warm, embracing dance away. Yes, I love music. So lyrics pop in sometimes very easy in my head. And then other times I only get to clip it. But this feels magical. Oh, Taurus, is there some kind of, I don't know, maybe they're going to go to a restaurant or a bar and they'll step out onto the balcony and they may not be having a very nice day when someone else notices them and gravitates toward Taurus. This kind of feels like there's this joyful little surprise on what could be a both romantic and even melancholy night. This could be somewhere around a full moon, but it feels very magical, very, very magical. Um, we need a magical deck, don't we? This one. No, sorry, hold on. Taurus, I apologize for keeping you waiting, but there's a deck that I really, really want, and I don't see it right now. And it's blue, so it should stand out. No? Oh, it was right there in front of the other blue deck. Sorry. Okay, here we go. We have got the King of Cups. I want to say a King of Cups has shown up a couple different times. Now, keep in mind, this is a single story. We also have the Devil, and she's topless, so that's why I'm covering her up. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Gosh, if our Taurus is about to be someplace, by the way, this feels very elegant. This feels very someplace with like more beautiful, ornate, like picturesque. There's something, maybe this is like Taurus is on a vacation to someplace kind of elaborate, or they're at some, kind of upscale wine bar, or they're somewhere that I feel, I don't know, this doesn't feel like they patronize whatever this location is very frequently, but there is somebody possibly with a mane of hair that is to be envied. It doesn't have to be a masculine, but shows up as a masculine here. There is some wonderful, luscious, and lusty. I think Taurus is going to be very lusty over this person. This very lusty person who may very much want to like buy Taurus a goblet of wine, or they're obviously making overtures. They have a very soft look in their eyes. I feel like this is not what Taurus expected. This is not at all. They didn't go there to meet somebody. This, of course, they didn't. It's a single storyline, but this Taurus has not been out seeking anyone. In fact, I kind of think they attended something alone on purpose. This is fully unexpected. And I don't think that Taurus would have expected to have such a flood, such a rush of like excitement when they meet this person either. This feels like it's going to be, all of this is altogether unexpected. They might be trying to figure out, like, I don't even get it. This isn't even my type. Like maybe I'm not into big wild manes of hair. Maybe I like, like really neatly trimmed hair, or I like, shaved head or bald head. Maybe that's my preference. Why am I so turned on by this cat? I don't know, but it feels like I think Taurus is going to be altogether shocked by whomever it is that they fall for next. And I think they themselves are going to be like, where did this come from? This isn't what normally floats my boat. Why am I so turned on by this person? Page of Swords in the reverse. And then I think Taurus is going to just say, whatevs, I'm just going to go with this flow, because why dissect it and try to evaluate every detail? If I feel some kind of way about it, even though I don't understand it, maybe because it's so unexpected, because it feels kind of magical, because it's not who I would have expected to meet or who I'm typically attracted to. This is like such a wild card for our Taurus. This is not at all somebody that they would normally have either like developed this instant spark for, but there it is. And they're not going to overthink it or try to dissect it. I think they're just going to roll with this. This King of Cups, this is somebody who's going to treat Taurus real nice. We got a Two of Swords. We have the Death card. And I think all of Taurus's defenses come down. There's some song, and that line is in it. All of my defenses are down. I can't think of what the song is. And I think Taurus really, truly was ferociously like, I'm single. I am not here to mingle. Maybe this is a work event or something that goes on into the evening. Maybe this is somebody else's party, but Taurus is like, I came alone. I'm leaving alone. And instead, everything changes on a dime. Like all their best laid plans go up in a little puff of smoke and everything changes. We see the butterflies. These are the stories that I love because it's so everything can change on a dime because we end up going someplace different. We end up meeting somebody different. And there's always so much we don't know about ourselves. And I love this story because this is a total turnaround, and all of the blocked energy and all the things Taurus thought they knew go straight out the window. Why? Because somebody treats them real nice. I love that one. Oh, Taurus, that's one of the best Taurus stories I've seen in a long time. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Next up, we are going to go into Virgo, and Virgo is coming in at 1438. All right, Virgo, let's see. This is a singles storyline. Hi, everybody. Great to see you guys. Okay, we have got Metamorphosis. Is Virgo... I have this instant image that somebody is sitting there, like getting their hair done, and then the stylist turns them around. It's like, whoa, I went pink. I went, like whatever different hair color. I did a makeover. My face looks totally different with this new, makeup. I mean, guys, gals, anybody, like if you get haircuts, it can change your face a lot. If I pull my hair back into a tight ponytail, I look exactly like Uncle Fester. In fact, that's my transformation. It ain't pretty, folks. But thankfully, we're not talking about an Uncle Fester looking transformation. We are looking at, even if Virgo is changing something about themselves and looking in the mirror, what I think it's going to be is that they're going to see the other version of themselves that was always inside, but they're now projecting it externally, is what I get off of that. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go with this step. Tell me about this metamorphosis, because I could also look at this as Virgo is changing just as somebody else, like a Two of Cups, is going through a change simultaneous to Virgo. This is like nose to nose. But this would be somebody that Virgo is even unaware is doing the exact same things that they are doing, because it's a singles read. Wow, Four of Cups, 10 of Wands. It is time to lay down a bunch of burdens that have been carried, a bunch of regrets, sense of lost opportunity. All those things are just like, I want to say falling away, but what I picture is like, I don't know why I'm thinking of it this way, but you know how at like bridal showers and stuff, they'll have different games, and sometimes they'll do the one where it's like, make a bridal gown out of toilet paper, and you break off into your little teams and you try to make fancy bridal dresses out of toilet paper on, one of the guests. And then you vote on who has the best, most elaborate toilet paper dress. And then to get rid of that, it's just a quick rip it off, and there, it's done, it's gone. It feels, so maybe there's a connection to like, if it has anything to do with a wedding, because I don't know why that came to mind. I don't know why toilet paper, other than, time to flush something down the drain, it wasn't a real wedding dress. It was an illusion. It wasn't the person that Virgo was going to marry. They're letting go of all of those thoughts, the illusion of a missed opportunity. Hey, I never got to get married to that person. Yeah, but maybe Virgo was never supposed to marry that person. There's a real freedom of illusion here, is a way I would describe that. And there's some, I don't know what the significance is of toilet paper wedding dresses and how that's getting torn away, and the little shreds of toilet paper all over the place and then getting flushed. But that's what I saw in my head. So Page of Wands in the reverse. This is like, I think Virgo is realizing they don't even have passion for someone or something that they used to. It's like, I couldn't get turned on by that at all at this point. I realized it was an illusion that I was missing out on something, because I wouldn't even want that anymore. Okay, so Virgo's definitely transforming. They are feeling so different about something that happened in the past. They don't want it anymore, which is a wonderful sense of freedom to have. And here we go. The Hermit and the Tower. This is our Virgo going through this huge collapse. This thought process has come to a complete conclusion. Our Virgo is back. When I said the metamorphosis is like maybe they're showing the true image of themselves inside, but now they're showing it externally, that's exactly what this is, because the Virgo energy is the Hermit. It's that deep inner journey, finding one's inner like soul purpose, one's truest self. And now everything that was blocking that from shining outward is falling away. So the Virgo is going to be their rawest, truest form, whatever that means. They're not up in their head anymore. They're not stuck on ideas of loss or, perceptions of something that didn't work out. They're 100% full bore. Here I am, hear me roar. The World and the Four of Swords. Oh, this is a very, I said, hear me roar. And we have like these kind of funky little baby lion creatures with little mustaches wearing capes also. It's a very sci-fi-esque deck that I'm using, and maybe that's for a reason also. Maybe this Virgo's mind is going to be filled with all kinds of fresh ideas, new things that they want to do, new concepts. They can dream up so many different things that they would like to pursue. Sorry, my dog's bark. He was so fast asleep, I didn't expect him to bark. But the Aries babe, come here, my love. This is brand new beginning. World card, Capricorn energy here. New thoughts, new ideas. I feel like Virgo's mind is going to go a million miles a minute. Four of Swords can also be where, I'm sorry, I know you can hear him in the background, and he is just very adamant about protecting us right now. The Four of Swords is more about healing sometimes and silence, but it's also about listening. It's about listening to what the universe is saying. And I think Virgo has maybe had a long time where they were thinking about, again, perceptions of missed opportunities, the life they didn't have. Now they're only thinking about the life they're going to have. And I think they're listening more than ever to whatever the universe has in store for Virgo. Seven of Wands is how we overcome struggles. 7 is a divine number. I gotta say, Virgo is headed for some new tasks, some new adventures, some new things that they want. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Rachel. King of Cups. We got a wonderful, in this case, a frog king. Whoever Virgo ends up with, and there is a lover on the horizon. It's somebody who is equally as, how do I want to say this? Like, because frogs are amphibians, right? So they can be, on land, or they can be in the water. And they go through so many metamorphoses themselves, as little tadpoles, and they kind of, eggs the tadpoles to little froggies. I feel like this is a great example of someone else who has transformed a great deal in their life. This is somebody who's very emotionally available. And that could be exactly the kind of person that Virgo now is most drawn to, most attracted to. They are, I just said this, I think, for Taurus. I think whomever Virgo ends up with, which, by the way, Taurus was ending up with a King of Cups as well, out of a different deck. But I feel like it's going to be somebody that Virgo would never have dreamed would be a good match for them. But it's because Virgo had to become a different version of themselves, really their truest, most authentic self. But I think whomever it is that Virgo is drawn to, for some reason, I want to say this person could come from like Louisiana. They could come from the bayou. They could come from a place that has like a lot of water, even swamplands, marshlands. They may be very connected. Maybe they're like a fish and wildlife biologist, but there's an element of, and they could have like significant body tattoos. You notice that he's almost like half covered in tattoos. It looks like he's half frog, but in fact, that's like body art. Maybe this is even somebody who hails from like a very specific culture where it's like really significant, tribal or cultural tattoos. And again, all of that could be, maybe Virgo's like, oh, I don't really like tattoos. And they're going to love it on this partner. And it's going to be like, I had no idea. I had no idea that this would be who I would fall for. Very, very different energy on this one for sure. But it's because Virgo themselves is a very different person. The 25th could be a significant day for our Virgo as well. Okay. Next up, let's go into our fire signs. Let me recap. Capricorn was our first one, starting at 00. Taurus was at 812. Virgo was at 1438. And now Aries begins at 2350. All right, Aries, let's get into this. Actually, I want to start with this first same deck. So this is a singles read. We assume our character is single. This may or may not have romance in it. Don't know. It's been pretty romantic so far, though. Each of the earth signs have gotten romance. Coming to life and into the unknown. This feels like, I have this picture actually of somebody rising out of a coffin, kind of like a vampire, but instead of, the undead rising, it's like I'm arising from what felt like a, a great illness, or what felt like a time of just like hibernation, or a time where nothing was happening. And now here I am, reawakened and reemerging and starting to connect to people. But it's almost like Aries is going to see stuff through a lens of like, wow, it feels so different to me now. I look at the world like something I barely know. This feels like Aries has been out of a location, or out of a place, or out of like they've been sleepwalking for a little bit, or maybe quite a bit, and they're not anymore. So it's going to feel like, wow, I got my appetite back. I got my health back. I've got all of my lust for life, and I want to go do things and see things. Maybe they want to go see some fantastical street performers, or go see a Cirque du Soleil show, or go to live concerts, and, be dazzled by the things that, the world has to offer, the things that humans can create, the beautiful things, the fun things. It's time that Aries has more fun, and this is going to be more fun than they've ever had, because they're seeing it from a different view. But I think they're also going to be doing things that they wouldn't normally have done. I think they're going to find themselves really drawn to the unexpected or the unusual. It feels like after a long hiatus, a long time of silence or solitude in their life, they're more adventurous than they've ever been. I don't know what is making Aries so adventurous now. We have a King of Cups in the reverse. King of Cups is coming out for all zodiacs in, seems like, every deck, but this is the first time it's come out in the reverse. And Aries might have ended a connection. Now, this is a singles read, so we assume that, but they might have gotten out of the clutches of a karmic individual that was emotionally really demanding and even sabotagey. Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups. And this Aries is moving straight into a connection that may start out as work related and pretty swiftly becomes something that is very profound. Is that why they're coming back to life? Is that why it's also into the unknown? I have no idea what this connection is. I only know I'm dazzled by it, and it's so different than what I had known in the past. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. When I said it's like somebody is coming up out of a coffin, it's because dealing with a karmic pattern of the past, or a karmic ex, and somebody that was emotionally manipulative and not supportive, and then by contrast, meeting somebody that first there's friendship with, there is trust built, and then this bond deepens, and there's like maybe a little telepathy going on, and there's this incredible sense of like, wow, I can feel this person's energy. I've never felt like that before. That's what our Aries is headed for. And that's what they're starting to experience. Even though it's a singles read, we have a very, it's more like we're seeing an Aries whose mind is going to be like freaking blown, because the difference and the distinction between what they used to know, which was a very dry desert, a very confused, and even, like I say, a manipulative energy of the past, is being replaced by something they could have never even dreamed how different, how supported it would feel, how loving it would feel, how bonded it would feel. It's the difference between, night and day, life and death. It's the absence versus the incredible abundance. That's how distinctly different these two relationships are going to feel to our Aries. And I think this is their moment of like, oh my God, I had no idea. I don't even look at the world the same way, because I haven't had support before. I didn't know what it felt like to have support. It's kind of like if you've only worn shoes that were super uncomfortable, or if you've only slept on horrible mattresses your whole life, and then one day you finally buy a decent mattress and you're like, I had no idea. I didn't know sleep could be like this. I didn't know love could be like this. I didn't know shoes could feel this comfortable. I had no idea what I had been missing out on. That's the level of, I honestly, that happened to me. I had never had a good mattress. And when I finally bought one, I was like, oh my God, I'll never, never, never again mistake good sleep for terrible sleep. And it wasn't even an expensive mattress. But anyway, it's all because I slept on a foam mattress in Italy once upon a time. And I was like, I had no idea this existed. And after that, I was hooked. That is not, by the way, any plug for products or anything like that. It was just an observation. But good sleep hygiene is an amazing change in one's life, is what I discovered. And it's as profound as that. Yes, I'm going with something comfortable for a reason. The image of comfort. If Aries has never had comfort in a relationship before, I can see why this would be mind-blowing for them. Everything is like, all their brain is being opened up. They know, they're cognizant that I'm on a new journey right now, a new pathway. Maybe this is opening up Aries to a completely different like perspective on like energy and frequency, because you notice with the inspiration of wands, which would be the page of wands in any other deck, this is where it's the new idea that sparks in someone's mind. It's the new fresh thought process. But we have these, quartz crystals here, and we see the little candle that's lit, and what's coming up out of the candle is all kinds of different images and symbols and butterflies and dragonflies and all kinds of things. It's like Aries' whole mind is being opened up to, wow, there's a whole nother layer of life that I didn't know about until now. I didn't realize what, when you're tuned in to a really positive frequency and someone else is joining you in that positive frequency, I had no idea how good life can be. I had no idea like how many other unique and interesting energies exist. This could be somebody who's interested in like the metaphysical or the even like things like physics and kind of some of the mysteries of the universe. I feel like Aries' mind is being very much opened. I feel like they are going to be seeking more information about the things that can be seen and understood, but are a little bit more esoteric. Even looking at the colors, cracking the spectrum of light with the prisms, all of those things, had to be discovered in science. And now it's like, well, of course, we all know about the rainbow. We all know about the spectrum of visible light. And, but at one point in time, we didn't. It's like that much of a mind-blowing experience. So really, really awesome energy on this. I think Aries is headed for the love of a lifetime, but it's more than that. It changes their entire perspective on life. And it's something that they have not yet received such an incredible amount of support or love in their life. So it's going to be particularly mind-blowing when this happens for them. That's awesome. Next up, Leo coming in at 3205. All right, Leos, let's get into this. This is the singles storyline. We shall see. All right. Leos, we've got cleaning house. Card 37. This could be very much that we have a single Leo who is literally going to be tidying up their house, but it's also like the internal house. It's the mind, it's the heart, it's the soul. It's like, I want to dust off everything that I don't need to keep with me. I want everything out. I want to move everything out that I do not need. That's an awesome energy, because this could be about like cleansing their aura. This could be about changing the feng shui in their home. This could be about cleaning out storage. This could be, how it feels nice to get rid of old boxes of old items that we don't need, that maybe carry old memories that we don't want. This could be a symbolic and a physical action. 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, hell yeah, and the Strength card. Okay, and there's our Leo. It's a little tilted here, but Leo's making space. They are doing some, I'll say, summer cleaning or autumn cleaning, depending on where our Leo is, if they're in the northern or the southern hemisphere. But they are making space. Whether or not they know it, they're preparing for their next phase of life. They're preparing to invite somebody new into their world, and they're just about ready to do it. This is like the final bits of housekeeping that we need to do right before a new guest arrives. I would say this is definitely more of like a metaphorical story where Leo has been taking physical action in their life. Maybe they cleaned their car recently. Maybe Leo has just, washed down their windows, and I don't know why I wanted to do it, but I wanted to, go and sweep my front patio. Why did Leo want to do that? Because it's a metaphor for them healing and cleansing something inside. And as they cleanse and heal something inside of themselves, it's because they're actually making space and preparing to meet somebody new. They need to be their most relaxed, empowered self, their most healed self, because we have somebody new on the horizon. Who is this Six of Pentacles person? It could be a traveler. It could be somebody that is traveling for business when Leo meets them, or Leo could be traveling when they meet this person. One of them is sitting down, so one of them lives here. The other one is passing through. Two of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Six of Cups. Oh, it's a soulmate. We got lovers. Could be a Gemini. It's somebody who probably has a complex energy to them, but I have to say this. They are someone who they'll change their entire life plan because they meet Leo. They are a character who, I'm going to say, they perhaps are someone who would not normally change their mind for anything. However, they're very obviously intuitive. They may make some really great eye contact with our Leo, but when they meet Leo, or however they meet Leo, they have a moment where they go, well, damn, this just threw a monkey wrench in things. I didn't know that I would even consider rearranging everything in my life, but now it's exactly what I'm faced with. All right, well, screw it. Let's do it. I need to move toward the Leo. I need to pursue this. I need to see what happens here because I'm drawn to this. You know, we have 3 cards to me that say this is a perfect match. Six of Pentacles, that's the equal dual energy. We have the Six of Cups, again, equal and dual energy. And then we have the Lovers, equal and dual energy. These two are a great match, but this is somebody who will change their life on a dime, even though they are not the kind who would normally do that. Usually they seek balance in all things, but they're realizing Leo is their balance. And it's probably because Leo is in this powerful state. Leo is very single in this story. I mean, they are not, they're cleaning out any old memories from any exes. They are cleaning out and making sure that they're in tip-top condition. This is them putting the final healing in place, them getting rid of old things that they don't need from their past that have any old memories clinging to them. And it's a damn good thing, because if Leo's about to meet somebody that would be this sure of laying it all on the line to try things with Leo, it's really good that Leo is going to be in such a place to receive them that it's like, yeah, it's just you and me, because they're picking Leo. That's really, I don't know, I love the determination. I love the obvious. This is just so obvious to this character. This is what they have to do. If they have to change things, if they have to reschedule things because they met Leo and they need to spend time getting to know Leo, they're going to do it. And I just think that speaks really, really well of how they listen to their intuition. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you so much, Leos, for being here. Next up, coming in at 3728 is Sag. All right, Saggies, let's go ahead. This is a single Sag. Nice to see you guys. All right, here we go. Angel, you just finished cleaning. That's awesome. Thank you, the Empress 0000. Okay, Sag, we have mountain. Okay, the mountain is oftentimes looked at as a blockage. But in this case, we have the sunlight pouring through, and we can see the mountain is in like some kind of odd, almost like a room. Or I could also say that this is like a thick, thick, thick cloud coverage. It almost looks a little bit more like a volcano would have erupted, and it's thrown ash everywhere, but then the sunlight is actually burning through, but it's shedding light on like a second kind of a volcano. In this case, this is the volcano within, where somebody has something they need to say. They need to open their mouth and they need to get it out. There's been something smoldering for a long time and it needs to come to light. So the mountain is just like maybe that little, not little, it's probably kind of that big lump. Oh God, what is that song? Baby, I've been down to the riptide, taking a walk on the dark side. I want to be your left hand man, and something about, I got a lump in my throat because you're going to sing the words wrong. I think it's called Riptide. Anyway, sorry, that song just came into my mind because this makes me feel like there's a lump in somebody's chest because they need to say something. I don't know if this is Sag or if this is somebody who needs to say this to Sag. They're heavily bearded. And it's like long mustache, long beard, long hair. To me, that just represents, could be a masculine, doesn't have to be, but it represents passage of time. This is something somebody has needed to say for a long time. And it is something that needs to be heard, but they have to speak it first. And it's just now coming to light. It is, the Tower sideways, the Ten of Cups sideways, the Hanged Man in the reverse, the Knight of Wands upright. This feels, remember, this is a single storyline. I feel as if this is not Sag. I feel as if this is somebody who has wanted to tell Sag for a long time that they've like been living a lie. They have not wanted to be in whatever lifestyle they were in. And by the way, this is somebody who could have been married. I feel like this person is like in love with Sag and has been for a long time, wants to date Sag, has wanted to for forever. They have been in some other commitment though, where it was not actually happy, but it was a commitment. The Tower is here because it's like they're either about to reveal, I've been in a connection for a long time that didn't work, Sag. It's ending, or it will be soon. Can I come see you? I mean, this is like they're asking, can I come see you? Can I drive my red car to your house? They might not be a snazzy dresser. I'm sorry. I'm being catty right now. But the sweater vest on a sunny day, I don't get it. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not into the sweater vest look. That's just my thing. I shouldn't have said that. Who am I? But again, maybe they have a unique way of dressing. It doesn't have to be a sweater vest, but maybe it's like Sag themselves is like, well, they're interested. They're very, let me put it this way. With the bow tie and the sweater vest, they seem very subdued, but they're actually a Knight of Wands. This person is crazy passionate, yet you wouldn't know it because it seems very prim and proper, right? You know, short sleeve, button up with the sweater vest over and a bow tie. That kind of seems like it would be somebody very like prim and proper. But this says, This is probably, I hate to say this because I'm going to sound so crazy, but I feel like this, you know, the term like lady in the streets, a freak in the sheets, only this looks like it's a masculine. Even here, they're actually working the pole. So all I can say, I'm sorry I'm laughing, Sag. Sometimes our stories, they're all fictional, right? But I do enjoy the stories that give us surprises. This person could be a very unexpectedly sensual individual. They might have followed a straight and narrow life most of their life, and Sag would not have expected this out of all people from this character. Someone who's been, you know, maybe they've been married, they had the picture perfect life, you know, the house with the white picket fence, the, you know, all of it. And actually, it hasn't ever been happy. It is ending, and they are reaching out to Sag because, in fact, they have been very passionate or are very passionate and would like to move towards Sag. I feel like this is going to be a stunner. Let me see, how is Sag going to respond to this? Again, Sag is a single individual. Four of Pentacles, King of Swords. I don't know that Sag is going to be full steam ahead with this person because it kind of looks like Sag is like, wait, I'm sorry. Tell me what happened. Tell me, because it's almost like this is not the person I thought they were. This kind of romantic overture that could be quite sensual in nature that comes seemingly out of left field could like make Sag go, I have no idea who you really are. Tell me all the rest of your story. Like, how did this happen? Why are you attracted to me? I never knew that. I never guessed that about you. This is very much a shock, I think. And the fact that we have even this King of Swords, Sag is like, I think that it'd be blown away. And I don't know that they love the way this character comes across, because the only reason I say this is because although they might be very blunt and tell Sag point blank, look, I've been interested in you for a long time. I've been unhappily married for a long time. You know, my marriage is ending, and I've always wanted to ask you out. On one hand, they might be blunt, but they might be kind of rude about it, only because this King of Swords energy is such a rude dude. He's so full of himself. He's preening. He feels superior to others. That I kind of think, because the Four of Pentacles can be about withholding, holding back, and you see these two are negotiating at like a pawn shop. I almost feel like Sag is trying to put their finger on who is this person really, because my image of them has just been blown away. I had no idea this person out of everybody would be coming toward me all hot and bothered. I had no idea. It's almost like they have like a secret persona that Sag didn't know. And now it seems like there's yet another layer that Sag is just finding out about this person. And I don't really think that this is a full steam ahead, not at least until Sag is less swirling and confused by this character's behavior. It is, I don't know why they're behaving in such a sudden, like uncharacteristic burst. Other than with that mountain, we can see that they have wanted to say this for a long time, and maybe that's it. Ace of Wands. Okay, all of this has been very explosive. Very there's a desire. They have a very, very powerful desire for Sag. They have wanted to be single for a while. They have wanted passion. Maybe they didn't have much of that in their life prior to now. And again, all this is like news to Sag, because I don't think Sag would have expected this person, of all people that they know, to be coming on really passionate, really strong, and really like sensual in nature. This is possibly going to be a big shock to Sag, that somebody has had this persona that has been so tightly under wraps for so long. Okay, so any other message here for Sag, then we'll wrap this one up. Nine of Cups sideways. Half of them is really excited and half of them doesn't know how to feel about it. That's probably because it's going to remain to be seen. It feels like it could be somebody that Sag has known, in amongst like a group setting, and it's just so different than the persona that, say it's somebody that Sag knew through work, and they've only known this person as like, oh yeah, they're a married individual, they're a work colleague. I never thought of them as being dateable material. Now all of a sudden, they're really into me, they're single. How do I feel about this? Is this a wish come true? Have I kind of wondered what it'd be like to kiss them? I don't know. I kind of got to think about this. This is big change in the way someone is going to behave towards Sag, and I don't know that Sag really knows what they want to do with this yet, even though I think it's going to be flattering. So, as always, it's like go slow, get to know the person, right? All right, that was an interesting storyline on that one. Pisces is up next. And before I jump in, let me just recap. Capricorn, we started with at basically 0, 0, 0. Taurus was at 812. Virgo was at 1438. Aries was at 2350. Leo was at 3205. Sag was at 3728. And now Pisces is coming in at 4715. And I got to keep track of my time here. All right, Pisces, here we go. What is our message for Pisces? We have got heal the ouch. Somebody wants to, either Pisces wants to offer support to someone, or maybe Pisces works in the medical industry or the dental industry. I don't know. It feels like they're reaching for the jawline, like a little wounded tooth, but then he has an ice pack on his little head. I feel like there's a real kindness being shown, like, hey, it won't hurt for too much longer. You're in the right place. Now we can take care of you. That kind of energy is coming across for this. So either Pisces is going to be given some support right when they need it. The higher self is here. So it could actually be not from an external person, but rather from Pisces' own connection to their higher self that kind of helps to guide them, helps them to like understand which direction to go. Sometimes the universe is our greatest helper. We have the Empress. There's a lot of support here, and there's a lot of, in this case, a lot of like gentleness. But it could be that the higher self is leading Pisces toward someone who's going to be super nurturing, like a mentor or somebody that they need to meet right now, because it would be really Rachel. Hey honey. Hey T, how are you, honey? Melrose, thanks for being here. This, to me, this looks, Pisces, like we have this energy of a helper, a mentor, a support system. Just when Pisces could use a break, they are guided towards someone who will be that for them. someone who's going to lift their spirit, somebody who's going to nurture them, somebody who's going to help replenish their batteries. I feel like Pisces needs a win right now, and the universe is saying, honey, you know what you need. Maybe Pisces feels compelled to finally pick up the phone and, call their mom. And it's like, oh my God, my mom's voice is so supportive. It's so kind. Just talking to them totally makes me feel loved and sheltered. Or maybe it's like they kind of were not feeling up to snuff, but they go into work anyway, and the boss pulls them in and says, hey, listen, what's going on? And sometimes bosses can be really nurturing also. This is somebody who cares about Pisces. And I think that Pisces realizes that, first off, there are times in life where we are shielded or we're given the support that we need. We don't see it that way sometimes until somebody else points it out to us. Either Pisces has listened to their higher self and it's guiding them towards somebody who's going to give them those wise words and really point out the fact that, Pisces, you've known what to do all along. You've handled things with grace. You're right where you need to be, and that's going to be really like uplifting for Pisces spirit. But we have a lot of realization here that, you know what, actually, it's true. I actually maybe felt like I missed out on something or felt really bummed or wounded, but maybe I've been protected all this time. It's a wonderful revelation. And it's right when Pisces needs a new perspective shift and they need a boost and they deserve some support. And this is coming in for them. I do feel like this is Pisces receiving it, not that Pisces is giving it to somebody, but that they're receiving it. And it's exactly what they needed to get their energy back up, because this is going to change everything for Pisces. This new renewed sense of vitality, this new perspective, the support, that is going to get them on this track of like inspired thought process. Pisces is on their way toward creating something after this, and it could be very different from the way they felt even 20 minutes prior. Three of Wands, they're ready to look at the future. They're absolutely ready to sail into the future with a renewed sense of like, oh my God, all that stress, all that hurt, all that pain that I was carrying is just gone. Now I realize I'm free of a big heavy load. This could have been like, so say Pisces had a breakup. Maybe that's why this is part of the singles storyline, right? And it hurts to break up. Our heart hurts. And sometimes, the reason we sit down and we chit chat with a friend, or we eat our ice cream, or, whatever it is, well, we kind of feel sad and we talk it out, is because sometimes it's exactly what our higher self says to do. Like, convey this, what you went through, convey the reason that you're hurt to somebody, let them hear it, and then let them regurgitate back to you. Wait a minute. So somebody that didn't treat you nice is no longer a part of your life? Well, that's a good thing. They don't deserve to be in your life, Pisces. You deserve somebody better. They were draining you. That's probably why they're not in your life anymore. It's like maybe Pisces needed to get that perspective. They needed to hear somebody else, somebody who is loving and somebody who is wise and somebody who is going to be able to tell a truth in a real straightforward manner. And I think that's exactly what Pisces needed to hear, to have their mind go, oh my God, you're right. You're right. And all of a sudden, all that pain and that stress of losing a connection or losing a relationship is just gone. And now Pisces is all revved up and ready for tomorrow. They're ready to meet new people. They're excited that they aren't stuck with whoever the fool is who hurt them, and they're done crying tears over somebody. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is any kind of an angry message, because it actually isn't. It's about moving on. But that song, ABCDEFU, it's on my mind right now. So I kind of think maybe an Empress is a friend and a mentor, but they're also like a real straight shooter when they say something, and they help Pisces see, like, yeah, why would I care about somebody that wasn't really supposed to be a part of my life? F that, let's move on. Let's move into the future. I'm sorry, but that's the message that I get. This feels so much more boisterous, so much more like reclaiming one's power. Even though we start out with hurt, it ends with a personal empowerment and like the realization that I didn't miss out on anything. In fact, it's time to celebrate. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Next up, Cancerians coming in at 5406. All right, Cancerians, let's go ahead and This is a single Cancer's video. Now, most of the time, I only do Cancer videos on my other channel, Tarot Dog, and I moved Cancer over there so that Cancer didn't always get swallowed up in this channel, because none of the Cancerians would ever get to see their videos, or it was rare. It seemed like that notifications would go out. So I moved you guys over to Tarot Dog. But when I do these singles reads, I don't want to leave Cancer out, even on this channel. So please just know, if you're looking for Cancerian full-length videos, they'll always be over on Tarot Dog. There's a free link in the description box. And I do those on Tuesday and Saturday, okay? So now, for the single storyline, we have Field of Dreams. Obviously, we could have Cancerian that is like me, big fan of Kevin Costner. Yes, I call him Kevy. It's my pet name for him. He just doesn't know it. But Field of Dreams, I think of that film, right? We have these little fairies hatching out of eggs. We have this lovely energy of all of this like beautiful success. We have all of this lovely energy of magic coming to light. We have, it's kind of like quite a blessing right now for our Eight of Wands. Even if our character doesn't have little fairy wings or fairy dust, still magical things can happen in Cancerian's life. We see that they have a different way to fly away, almost equally as magical. I don't know if somebody's going to get some beautiful wish come true. Maybe they've wanted to take a vacation but couldn't afford it, and it's going to be paid for. Maybe they're going to win a free flight. Maybe they're going to have some awesome opportunity that seemingly pops up out of nowhere and surprises them. But this is very much like a wish that materializes out of almost nothingness. It is a time of magic for Cancerian right now. 9 of Cups and the Sun. Wow. This is a time to be lighthearted, to be more willing to laugh and chuckle, to see things through a lighter lens, to see things through a brighter lens, and to bring things into the light. By the way, it is 11:11 right now where I am. So sorry, I just had to mention that. This is such a beautifully aligned energy. Why is Cancerian about to have this really good turn of fortune? By the way, somebody could have very elaborate hair, or they do really interesting things, like, you know, they add hair flare, they add flowers into their hair. They even here, her hair is like the sunburst. But we have somebody who could have really amazing, like huge voluminous hair, maybe lots and lots of curly hair. Maybe they do really elaborate things, they add things into their hair. Super attractive. Magician. Our character is having things like this happen because there's a beautiful childlike energy to Cancerian. They have I always look at this as like Mother Goose, you know, so they have a connection maybe to things like, you know, the fairy tales and the nursery rhymes and such. But to me, that's a link back to our childlike energy, where we could dream of anything, you know, and kids have imaginations that haven't been, like, you know, pruned by fears, insecurities, and sometimes harsh realities. Maybe I should say disillusionment. And so I kind of feel like right now our Cancerian is going to find a lot of joyful childlike energy within them, and that is the best part of themselves for how they manifest right now. I feel like somebody could be moving somewhere. They could be going, maybe taking a trip to their child home, or they're going to reconnect with old friends that they had from childhood, and that's going to just bring up a lot of really joyful energy. But some magical things I think are going to happen, especially if they're in the companionship of other, like, friends. Maybe it's a high school reunion. Maybe it's the 21st could be important, the day, the 21st. And it could be somebody is literally flying to go attend something and is going to be really joyful. And it could be like a dress-up event for sure. But this is, I don't know, something sparkling could happen right at this time. And I say sparkling because we literally have the fairy wand here, the Hierophant. Hierophant can be a marriage. I mean, is Cancerian going to go from single to having some fun adventures to suddenly getting married? Maybe they are going to be in Vegas, maybe something that extreme. but I look at it more like seeing one's tree of life and seeing the direction that one's life has been branching, seeing and connecting to one's, I'll say ancestors or guide or higher self. This is about belief systems. It's about the things that we can really commit to. It's about the connection to the higher power, and it's also sometimes a card of like signing on the dotted line to whatever the creed is that we agree with or that we live by, or like I say, a contract or a marriage. So it can be many, many things. But I almost feel like our Cancerian is going to have this moment where they go, you know what? I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. My tree of life, the way it's been growing, I am who I wanted to become. I am actually really happy with who I am, where I am, and I actually feel really empowered that I can keep creating things in my life. Could there be a marriage on the horizon that could practically like sweep Cancerian off their feet? Yeah, it could be with a Leo, possibly. This could be a whirlwind romance. It turns out to be just right, but it all happens because our character is in this kind of like magical timeline. I love that. Absolutely love that one. Koitsushima, how are you, honey? You are so awesome. Thank you, honey. All right, next up, let's go to Scorpio. So Scorpio is coming in at 1 hour and 45. All right, Scorpio, here we go. Hold on, I gotta make some space. I'm burying myself in cards. All right, Scorpio, what's our message? We have flying. And we have somebody who is flying above the maze of life, the labyrinth. This is a very, it's kind of like one of those carousel horses that broke free, but then it's got like little fairy wings. It's kind of like a My Little Pony, tip of the hat to the My Little Pony. I don't know if anybody remembers that. That was kind of like, an 80s childhood toy. So I remember those, even though I didn't own any of them, but I do think they were cute. I don't know. I guess I never had a connection to horses. I like them, but they don't like me. But this looks very, the only thing that concerns me a little bit is bypassing the labyrinth. So a labyrinth is for a reason. The labyrinth gives a character time to meander through things in life and gain all of the thought processes and lessons that they need to. So think of it like the small intestines, right? The reason we got so much intestine is because our body has to pull the nutrients out of our food, and that takes a bit of a process. So we want it to chug through a nice, long, slow labyrinth of intestines. This can also kind of remind me of like the sulci of the brain, but there's something about jumping ahead. Now that can be wonderful. I mean, this looks wonderful. It's lots of happy pastel colors, lots of, enjoyable looking energy. But will our character miss out on any of the process or processes? Oh, I don't think so. Ace of Wands, actually. Um, this could turn into a relationship storyline. Okay, if this could be somebody else who wants to jump from meeting Scorpio to getting to know Scorpio in the biblical sense, because this is big passion. This is somebody who's like peering through the peephole. If this is Scorpio at work, somebody could work in an apothecary, or they smell really good. They tend to like deal with this. Could be like an herbal store or someplace where there's somebody who works in a grocery store, and they stock the shelves and such. They may have an oil diffuser or something that makes things smell nice, or it literally is just the pheromones that Scorpio is giving off that is catching somebody's attention. But it definitely is somebody wants to bypass the normal pattern of, the slowly getting to know each other, going out on a first date. They want to jump right into the passion, is what this says. And I'm going to say this is somebody who has, they've just been captured like that by Scorpio. Remember, this is a singles storyline. 8 of Pentacles, the Empress. This feels like somebody is falling in love at first sight with Scorpio. I do not think Scorpio has an idea about this. They might have noticed somebody looking their way, but then they went right back to work. And this person is like picturing Scorpio in nothing but I'll say a robe, but I was going to say a bed sheet. Wow, gosh, what's going on with these water signs? Spicy, steamy little water signs. Um, we got a Page of Swords. If anything, I would say that Scorpio has picked up on this person as well. It's like they hear, I don't know if somebody's going to have like a really awesome rumble of their voice or something, but I feel like even if Scorpio says, yeah, I noticed them looking my way, but then I just ignored, went back to work, I'm not 100% sure that that's really true. This person is having all kinds of spicy thoughts. They think Scorpio is their empress. Doesn't matter what gender, but I gotta say something about the way they're transmitting their thought pattern, and it's a pretty lusty thought pattern towards Scorpio. Scorpio is kind of like they're attuned to that also. They're not, Scorpio is no innocent. Come on now, they're a Scorpio, right? They know when somebody is attracted to them. They caught the look, even if they then disregarded it and went right back to work. I feel like Scorpio heard the call. They heard the pheromone call. They heard the whatever it is, but they may also be attuned now for the next time that individual passes their way, if they work together in the same building, or if this is somebody who patronizes a place that Scorpio works, or this is somebody who lives next door to Scorpio and Scorpio now knows the sound of their car. Scorpio is going to be aware. This is not a one-way street. This is two people that, you know, when attraction hits, attraction hits. 8 of Cups. We have a Scorpio in two mindsets. Their body is in one space, their spirit is in another. I feel like there's going to be some crazy amounts of astral travel for Scorpio and this person. I feel like Scorpio is acting like I didn't notice, and that's not true, because the spiritual side of themselves is very much aware and is even like wondering when is that person coming back? The person who noticed me, the person who had some lusty thoughts about me, the person who I'm secretly now wondering, when do I see them again? Where the heck are they? I feel like Scorpio, they're not going to do any like spying, but the Scorpio is definitely, they're of two minds about this. And I think that the more powerful version of them is interested in where'd the person go? Where's that person who had all those thoughts about me? This feels very Temperance and 6 of Cups. Oh, it doesn't matter, Scorpio. They're coming back around. Scorpio does not know much about this person. This person fell for them almost at first glance. It sunk in for Scorpio a little bit later, but also Scorpio is more straightforward with themselves. They are aware there's something between me and that person who all we had was a glance, but I read their mind. And they made an imprint in mine. I am attuned to them, and I am wondering when they come back around, because I do want to know, why'd you look at me that way? Who are you to me? Well, they're a soulmate. So it's undeniable this character will make their way back into Scorpio's life. Definitely something about the astral travel, because we have kind of a dreamscape here, riding on a swan. Remember, swans mate for life. I feel like this is somebody who recognized Scorpio as a soulmate in an instant, but their actual like coming together with Scorpio could take a little bit of time. The thing is, it's so funny because Scorpio's in a see-through outfit now. Scorpio might have a tendency to dress in a fairly provocative way without knowing it. Just as a side note, we have like a whole mesh outfit, but she actually doesn't have anything else on other than see-through mesh, but it has the first appearance of like very Victorian era, high collar, long sleeves. And it's like, but when you can see right through it, it's not exactly prim and proper now, is it? There is a natural seductive quality to our Scorpio. Now, this could also just represent somebody that is quite transparent. Scorpio doesn't lie to themselves. They notice this person, they go back to work, and then they go, damn, they made an imprint on me. Okay, it is what it is. When are they coming back around? Because I got to figure out what this is all about. They're coming back around. That's a, I really enjoy that one, even though this leaves us kind of like in this little breathless anticipation, right? I'm like, ooh, if this is a romance book, we want to read the next couple chapters. But we will delicately close the chapter and allow those characters to figure out when they meet next, because that's up to them. All right. Now we're going to go into the final grouping, which is the air signs. Let me recap. So we start out with Capricorn at 000. Then we went to Taurus at 812. Virgo was at 1438. Aries was at 2350. Leo was at 3205. Sag was 3728. Pisces was 4715. Cancer was 5406. Scorpio was 1 hour 45 seconds. And now Libra begins at 109.50. All right. So Libras, let's get into this. So this is a single storyline. Hi, everybody. Great to see you. Hi, Maria. Rupali, nice to see you. Mwah. Okay, we have wishing well. So what is a message for our single Libra? And it's about wishing. Sorry, my elbow suddenly hurts. I'm just weirdly waving my arm. This whole series is kind of about wishes. That's what I've been doing for all the other zodiacs. But now for our single Libra, we have a wishing well. So we've got a character. It's funny because we have the mask here. So it starts to look like, and the mask is just hovering, floating. We have a little bit of magic in the Libra's life. If this is our Libra, they're almost walking away from this opportunity for magic, not realizing that something is right there, because it's kind of hidden, but it's right in plain sight. So hold on, this could be a fun one. Let's go with this deck. Okay, tell me about this. Somebody could be 48 years old, but Libra's about to turn away from a source of magic. Hanged Man. Hanged Man can be about delays, but it can also be, I need to see things from a different viewpoint. And we see this person who's like flying, flapping their their little tutu, and we've got this masculine and older, wiser gentleman down here, kind of like mystified, like, okay, I can see up your tutu and you're flying away laughing at me. There's an element here of like kind of mischief. There's an element of, I think Libra maybe needs to be a little bit more cheeky, a little bit more mischievous, a little bit more fun, take things a little lighthearted, because that'll help them tap into the magic that's around them. We have the Judgment card and we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, hold on, because this Three of Pentacles has Cupid on it, and we've got, an King of Hearts, and we have this Temptation Apple, and we have the bunny, which is a sign of fertility. And I have to say, there is either some very sensual energy around Libra, and if they were to choose to just acknowledge it and roll with it, they could have a really great time. There could be a Scorpio somewhere on the horizon or around Libra, but it's almost like Libra is ignoring something that could be really, really fun and that could lighten up and brighten up their day. It feels a little bit like Libra's been a bit too serious lately, and they don't realize it, but there is a chance for a return of more fun, more lighthearted, more flirtatious, more sensual adventures right there in their life, but they're really not paying attention to it because they need to just kind of like ask the universe to bring it into their world. I think it's been like all work, no play for a bit for this Libra, and there's all this magic right there around them. There's love, there's passion, there's desire. Nine of Swords. I do think this is a single Libra who had been blue for too long, stressed out over a situation for too long. This could have been the remembrance of someone who's no longer in their life, and they just were kind of living in the distress over it. But this says, but there's more love and adventure and enjoyment to be had than just this worrisome situation that Libra's been kind of very serious about. Three of Wands. It's time to turn on some music and dance. It's time to maybe go out and see a musical concert. It's time to look to the future, and the future should be brighter and more vibrant, but it will require the Libra to choose that. They've been delaying having more fun because they've been in a state of, like, life was really heavy for this Libra for a while, and yet there's fun all around them. They just have to welcome it in. Tell me just a little bit about that. And maybe Libra has even said, God, I wish I didn't feel this way. And the universe is like, you don't have to. Step into the light, step into the sun, welcome somebody into your life with the sun card. Could this be a card of reconciliation after a relationship that had gone south? It is very possible. In the singles reads, we don't get a lot of stories of exes coming back, but this could be one of those ones. We see two people passionately leaning toward each other. There's love here. There is great happiness here. It could very well be that taking a more lighthearted approach to thinking even about a past relationship instead of being really stressed out about it could be the thing that brings this relationship back into play, and in such a happy way. Because there are these half-eaten apples already, and there's 2 apple cores here. This could be a reconciliation of lovers here. The musical aspect could play a really big role in this as well. Tell me about that 3 of Wands, the future and the music and the harmony. I mean, I'm thinking of it almost like, what's that song? I am the words, you are the tune, play me. Neil Diamond, right? The death card. Death is followed by a rebirth. So again, Scorpio energy. Scorpio and Leo are coming through pretty strong here. The change in the future, and the word silence is actually up here, but then everywhere else what we see is musical notes, musical paper, or I should just say sheets of music, instead of silence. The future could be filled with music instead of the silence that I think. Is it that Libra was kind of like still wounded for a period of time over the silence between themselves and somebody else? And this is the chance to have a joyful reconciliation after a long delay and a lot of silence. This is a return of music and harmony and light. How does that happen then? If this is a reconciliation, how does this happen? Because it says they just need to say, I want this, send out that wish. I want better times. I want happier times. I embrace it. I'll be more lighthearted. I want the good stuff. I don't want it to be super intense and stressful anymore. It may just take the Libra saying it and meaning it. Oh, we have the Chariot. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Sorry, I have to cover her because she's topless. Up at the top, though, in her like fruit basket of hair that surrounds her, we actually have a masculine riding on a horse. He doesn't have clothes, but he has his red cape on. Well, he has his red cape on here too, and he's riding on his horse on the Chariot as well. I kind of think the Libra needs to do one of 2 things. They either need to move their thoughts forward in a really positive light and say, what I look forward to is either my lover returning to me, bring them home, and let's be happy and let's be joyful together, or I want the universe to send me an amazing lover that I can be happy with. I'm ready to have lightness back in my life. All this really takes is the Libra can't walk away from the thing that they want most. They've got to just kind of like maybe even say it out loud, talk to the universe, have that little conversation with the unseen forces that exist, the benevolent unseen forces, and actually say, I want love. I want either that lover back, or I want a lover. I want lighthearted energy. Send me that. But I think they need to acknowledge it and say it in their heart or say it out loud. There could be some special location where they feel particularly connected to whatever it is they believe in. Maybe it's a church. Maybe it's their favorite tree. Maybe it is a wishing well. Maybe it's a spot in their bathroom, whatever. But they just kind of need to acknowledge it out loud, I think. All right, next up, going into Gemini, 1/18/45. All right, Geminis, here we go. What is our message for our single Gemini fictional story? We have got Cleaning house and compass. Okay, so if Gemini is setting their course, if they're ready to go somewhere with this compass card in particular, they are preparing. They are getting everything ready, their mind, their body, their spirit. Maybe they're tidying up their house because they're about to take a trip, or maybe they should prep for that because the trip is upcoming. But the compass, it could just be a, not just, but it could be an upgrade in themselves. Sometimes it's, or somebody could be about to turn 50, but 50 could be an important year in their life or something. But because this compass has all of the zodiacs in it, to me, it kind of feels more like a character could be, okay, so I'll put it out like this. I look at the zodiacs, and all the placements a little differently. I'm not an astrologer, so bear that in mind. I'm a fictional storyteller, but no disrespect to astrology or anything about that. But let's say, like, for example, I personally don't really care about my sun sign. I'm a Virgo. I'm a big, huge Virgo, but I care way more about, I find intriguing the concept of north nodes instead. And so I care more about a north node sign than I do about my sun sign because I don't even think it fits me. And I'm a double Virgo. So it's, when I look at this compass and I see all the zodiacs, I'm thinking that maybe our Gemini is even going to be changing something big inside of themselves. Like, you know what? I care more about my moon sign than my sun sign anymore. The moon sign is kind of like our internal self, our subconscious self, our emotional self. So I'm just saying maybe our Gemini is kind of clearing out the old vision that they had of who they are, and they're going to be more intrigued by another facet of their own personal character. And it doesn't have to be about zodiac stuff. It just could be that our Gemini is kind of starting to look at themselves and say, I kind of feel like this doesn't even fit me anymore. The image I have had of myself is different. We have the Five of Pentacles, and it is in the like more positive energy. Instead of feeling at a loss, or glass is half empty, it's like, no, my glass is half full. I've got this idea that there's a whole bunch of stuff I could go out and learn. There's a whole bunch of stuff I could welcome into my life still. We have a Four of Wands. This is nice. This Gemini is thinking about relationships in a whole different way. They are thinking about themselves and their identity in a different way. Maybe they're realizing that they want to match with and meet some totally different kind of person than what they ever would have considered before. We have a 10 of Cups in the deficit position and the 6 of Pentacles in the positive position, the upright. I think our Gemini has hit on some really important truth. If in the past the relationship that they had was extremely unpleasant, it was not satisfying in the least. In fact, they felt drained, they felt like it was unhappy. They're realizing it's because I picked somebody that was right for a version of myself that is not truly who I am, which is so poignant for a Gemini in particular, just because they're the twins, right? So for the different facets of a Gemini's character, maybe they matched with somebody on certain levels, but not on some of the most important, deeper levels. And they're just now realizing that. Or how we grow and change over time. The things that we cared about, things that we would have placed on our priority list when we were younger might not be the same priority list that we would have, 20 years into the future. I feel like that's the big breakthrough. Gemini realizes, I've changed. Oh my God. And now I can look back and say, well, clearly I was with the wrong person in the past. No wonder I'm single. Thank God I'm single, because who I would pick today, totally different person. You know how thrilled I am that I do not have the wrong relationship anymore, that I instead have all this potential to meet the right relationship. All of a sudden, this character goes from, damn, I'm single. I had a relationship that ended. Maybe it was a huge chunk of my life. Here I am having to clean up the mess and try to put my life back together. And then they go, wait a damn minute. I was literally like living a life that didn't even suit me. I was with a partner that didn't suit me. Now I have the freedom to move into the kind of life I really want to have. Well, this is exciting. It's like, it only sucks to get evicted for a little while before we realize I didn't even like living in that neighborhood. Who cares if I got evicted from that place? Doesn't matter. I don't want to be there. In fact, my life's not in shambles. My life is now full of possibilities and potentials. So it's a much more empowered energy here. Who the Gemini matches with now could actually be an earth sign or a fire sign, just mentioning, and it could be somebody who is Italian. That looks like an Italian villa to me, and they're carrying between them like this huge like vat of tomatoes that they've picked. I don't know. That just makes me think of Italy. Anyway, very nice energy on this one. Very nice change of energy as well. I love it. All right, Geminis, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Next up, Aquarius coming in at 124.56. Okay, Aquarius, my puppy is going to protect us as we get into this. This is a singles Aquarius storyline. All right, we have the Mountain. Somebody else, some other zodiac got this, and I can't remember who right now. I think it might have been Sag or Scorpio. I can't remember. Anyway, the Mountain is the energy of bringing something to light that needs to be said. This could also be somebody that's a singer and they have like a really they have like the good chest cavity and they pull in, they sing from the diaphragm and they really project. I don't know why that comes across here, but somebody could be a pretty awesome singer. I feel like we need, since it's a bold card, we need something bold. This could be somebody about to speak a big old truth. We have the Magician, we have the Emperor, we have the World. Wow. 3 major arcana right out of the gate, and then we have the 3 of Wands. Okay, this could be the message from the universe, like the earth herself has like bubbled up and is talking directly to Aquarius, like, hey, you remember what you're here for. I just whacked my own nose. Remember what you're here for. Remember what your plan is. I feel like Aquarius is going to have that come to Jesus moment where they are stopped dead in their tracks. This could be like literally, let's say the universe speaks in mysterious ways. So let's give an example. Say Aquarius is driving down the road and they're late for an appointment, and then there's, road work up ahead and they get stopped in traffic, and they catch the eye of the flagger and they ask the flagger, hey, how long is it going to take? And the flagger's like, well, about 35 minutes. And Aquarius is like, well, I'm resigned to not making my appointment. But in the time that they sit there in their car, maybe they start listening to some book on tape, or they listen to some, really awesome podcast or something. And it gives them, they needed that more than they needed whatever meeting they were going to. They needed to sit in their car and hear some message. The universe speaks in mysterious ways sometimes. The message is going to get through, damn it, even if they have to bring Aquarius to a full stop and leave them stuck for 30 minutes in road traffic, so that Aquarius will hear a message, be a captive audience for just a moment to hear the message. And the message is super positive. It's like, Aquarius, know how powerful you are. Aquarius, remember what you're here to do. You're here to build your empire. Remember, there's other people to collaborate with to build your empire. Don't think that somehow your life is all mapped out and this is what it is. Know that there's all this magic around you. There's all these things you can change. There's a new beginning right now, and your future is not written, but you need to plan for a better future than even what your today is. And this does not mean that Aquarians' life isn't great today, but it says they aren't living up to their fullest of what they can achieve, because this Aquarius can achieve a ton. This Aquarius has like so much more that they can have, that they can enjoy, that they can create. They may have an Aries partnership that they haven't even met that's on the horizon, possibly a Virgo Gemini or a Capricorn. But what comes up next in Aquarius's life, they haven't even like tapped into yet. And it's kind of like the universe is stopping them, saying, hey, I know you're comfortable with how things are right now, but you get more than this, right? Like, don't walk right by. This would be like somebody who just, was playing the slots machine, and they were like, oh, well, that's kind of fun. I won $2, and then I put the $2 back in and pulled the handle, and then I just got up and walked away, and they hit the, $300,000 jackpot. And, somebody needs to run over to them and say, get back over here. You're walking away from your 300,000. And they're like, oh, but I already won $2, so that was fine. No, take your 300,000. Don't walk away now. You have other things to still look forward to that are supposed to be yours. So know that. Take a hold of that. That's a really great message. But before Aquarius might hear that, they might have to be like, full stop. Look at this. We have an Empress and we have a Queen of Wands. It is very much the reminder that, okay, so we do have a perfectly matched couple. We have a power couple. We have a marriage on the horizon for Aquarius. Maybe not within the next 3 years. Other things have to happen too. But a lot of this is contingent upon, I don't know if this Aquarius has red hair or will dye their hair red, or like really start loving their body and loving their wardrobe, and dressing in their most refined, provocative outfits, whatever it is. This is about really having a powerful vision of oneself. Doesn't matter if it's masculine or feminine, but all of this says Aquarius is being, I'll say, pulled over by the universe, so the universe can pop up and kind of like bellow, like, hey, don't think this is all you're getting. You need to get your mind on track. Start manifesting the hell out of all those things that you used to want, or that you do want. Put them to the forefront of your mind, because that's going to drive the direction of your life, and you're supposed to have all this abundance. It's yours, Aquarius. Don't walk away from the $300,000 jackpot. Oh, I like that. That was really fun. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Thanks so much, Aquarius. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And last but not least, we have Ophiuchus coming in at 131.06. All right, Ophiuchus, let's go ahead and see what have we got. Gentle Gardener. Okay, so this is actually really sweet, because we have one of the ancestors coming down to kind of oversee everything here. So Ophiuchus, we have these little fairies out there, again, sitting on their eggs, kind of like the Field of Dreams card that somebody else got. But this is a gentle, well, obviously gentle reminder to Ophiuchus that there's, benevolent energy around them, protecting them, but also to be our most gracious selves. It could be like thinking back to, hey, what would my, Nana or Papa advise, or what would one of my ancestors, how did they conduct themselves? Like in the memory that Ophiuchus holds of ancestors or lessons that they've learned in life, there may be someone who they could think back to that person's words, and they would kind of automatically know what a family member would have done in their shoes. And I think that comes across. Ooh, we have the Five of Swords. So there's a moment of strife and struggle for our Ophiuchus in this story. Somebody that they do not want to deal with, but this is the encouragement to deal even with a difficult situation with grace. Four of Wands and Queen of Wands. Okay, so this, even though this is a single storyline, this could be an Ophiuchus who is in an estranged connection right now with somebody that actually is a great match for them, but they're going through a really tough time. Great relationships have their ups and downs too. Great partnerships can get angry at each other and hurt each other's feelings, or try to block each other out. And, and this kind of says, okay, especially when we're wounded or we're hurt, or we're angry, more than ever, it's like maybe to contain the bubble of intense emotion and have the same sentence come out in a more gentle way. If instead of telling our partner to shut up, be like, babe, can we talk about this a little bit later? I need time to kind of unwind a bit. That's a lot better than shut up. And I think maybe that's what this says, because remember who we're talking to. If this is, even though this is a single story, if this is somebody that either could potentially be, like this could be a single character only because they're on a break, but they're able to reflect right now and they're being encouraged to reflect right now. What does a really powerful relationship look like? How do we want to be treated? How do we want to treat our partner? This is a great time to take stock of that when our character is in single mode. What has not worked out in the past? Has Ophiuchus found themselves with relationships where it got hostile? If that's not what their heart or soul wants, then how can they change that so that they either attract or reconnect with somebody in a more gentle fashion? And it does have much to do with, having one's own personal self-worth fully intact. That's a huge thing. Instead of feeling like I don't want to choose a partner that I instantly feel like I have to defend myself against, instead what I want to connect with is a partner that supports me, tells me they love me, tells me what they like about me, and I in turn want to give that to them. This is just like, it's time to reset the expectations of what a relationship is supposed to consist of, which I think is such a, like, I wish this wasn't just an Ophiuchus story, because that's such a great message, or I think it's a great message. What do I know? We got the Three of Wands, we got the Nine of Pentacles, we got the Two of Pentacles. Definitely this is about moving forward, our character moving forward into their future, and really listening again to the ancestor. To be in a healthy connection with somebody, I shouldn't ever have to surrender my worth, nor should I feel stepped on and stomped on. Moving forward, I will absolutely find someone who treats me with respect, and I'll treat them the same way. This is so important because it takes all the like, I feel like Ophiuchus had erected a wall in their heart and was like, I'm feeling defensive against everybody and everything because I've been mistreated before. And I think this is the reminder, like from an ancestor, like, hey, sweetheart, you're not a hostile, angry person. You're not somebody who, that's not really your nature. You've been on the battlefield for too long. You've learned how to protect yourself, but don't get bitter. Remember, this is who you are. Remember, you're somebody who actually, you already have your worth intact. You prefer a gentle way to handle conflict. You're not somebody who's out there looking at everybody like you want to fight. You look at me wrong and I'll tell you where to go. That's not really you. That's kind of what I feel like the ancestor is like whispering and just reminding Ophiuchus of who they are, especially in the face of conflict. And it's helping our character to recalibrate. So then they'll be ready to meet a partner or even reconnect with a partner, but in a much more, like, I'll say satisfying way. I don't want to say healthy, because what do I know? What's healthy, unhealthy? But a more authentic and satisfying way. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, Patricia. Lito, thank you. Back at you, honey. BCs, how are you, honey? Hey, Rodney. Jaguar 101. I love the little Scorpios. Hi, Yamina. Thank you guys for being here. Kristen Alphabet. So good to see you, honey. Delinda, thank you for popping in. Ms. Hermit, my pleasure always, you guys. Thank you so much. Rupali, again, love your purple sparkle. Thank you again, Koetsushima. You sweetheart. Thank you, Kristen Alphabet. He is, yes. Abu, how are you, honey? Tiffany Dixon, I see you out there. Hi, Angel. Thank you for that, for adding that in, Angel. You were so kind. Thank you. Hi, Lolly, full of life. Melrose, thanks again for popping through. Love it. All right, you guys. Hey, Aaron B. Now I will go through and I will timestamp all of these, okay? And then I'll be back later on tonight and we'll do other zodiacs. I've got to take off for a couple hours. Actually, it could be quite a few hours today, depending on some other things that are happening. But I will be back this evening for sure, and we'll do Pisces is on the list. We've got a bonus message. We've got today's topic that'll come out at midnight. And I'll probably do at least 3 other zodiacs, maybe 4. All right. You guys take care. I will see you. If you want to make a vote for whatever zodiac you want, you can jot that down in the comment section. But Pisces will be first tonight. So NES, I see you with a vote for Leo. Hey, Enchanting Libra. All right, you guys take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye.